Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm answering a very common question that comes up when people are going to hire an SEO agency or SEO consultant, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. A lot of you have had this question, which is, how long does it take to see results with SEO? Now, the reason why I'm making this is I've had a lot of calls with prospects over the past couple of weeks. One of the people that I was talking to, they said, we're not exactly sure what our current SEO company is doing. That one comes up a lot too. And we know that SEO takes time, but we don't know if we're seeing any results. We don't know if anything's going to happen. So I can tell you from experience. Now, if you're talking about local SEO, you probably should see something happening within about 60 days. If they're on their stuff and they're actually doing a lot, if you're not paying them like $100 a month, but you're giving them an adequate budget and they're actually doing things, then you probably should see something happening within 60 days. Now, if you're talking about enterprise level SEO, it might be a little bit more complicated than that. If you're talking about Fortune 500 companies or big companies that you're competing against. But if we're just talking local SEO, 60 days, and this is the reason why I say this. Oftentimes, there's certain levers that we can pull in SEO to make things happen. And the reason why you're usually not ranking is there's a deficiency in one of these areas. So it might be the content on the pages that you have is mismatched to what Google wants to rank, or you might not have enough content, or it might be the wrong content. You might not have any content. You might not even have pages set up to target the keywords that you're trying to hit. So by creating new pages or creating content or modifying content, that usually clears that up, and usually you'll see a gain in rankings pretty quickly, usually after about 60 days. The other lever that you can pull is fixing backlinks or creating backlinks. Oftentimes what I see is there'll be a combination of things. Either the site doesn't have very many backlinks, or they don't look like a brand. There's just inadequate signals to make it look like a big brand, like a big company. Sometimes as well too, they might have like links out there, but they're broken, meaning there's other websites out there that are linking to a page which used to exist on the site, or there's links out there to a page which no longer appears on the site. But what we can do is called a 3-1 redirect, meaning if people go from that link, like regular users or a Google bot, if it goes from that link, instead of going to a page not found, file not found, 404 page, it instead goes to a page on your site. What happens with that is the link equity, the hyperlinking power starts flowing from that old website into your current website again. And sometimes that is enough to make things happen with SEO, and you start seeing movement up. Another lever that we can pull sometimes is revamping or improving the design of the site. A lot of times people built the website themselves, or somebody in the company built it. They might have grabbed a theme from Theme Forest for $50 and built the site themselves, or the boss's cousin's nephew or boss's niece or something like that built the website. But compared to the other websites that are out there ranking for those terms, the design and the experience and the look and the feel of the site is just not that good. But why this matters is Google does use real user signals in determining whether people are happy with a page or not. Remember, only half of the people in the world have Google Analytics installed on their site, so they don't use that. They use real user signals to determine whether people are happy with a page. So if your design is poor, or if it looks, just kind of cheap or thrown together, or looks like somebody who doesn't normally design websites for a living built the site, then that can cause people to not be happy with that, and maybe they look at another website that looks a little bit more professional. So those are all the levers that can be pulled within 60 days. Now, not all of them are going to be done in 60 days. In most cases, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and so a lot of it's going to depend on how much budget you're putting toward this, of course, the skill and proficiency of the SEO company, whether they even do this. But you should see something within 60 days. And if you don't see anything within 60 days, nothing happening, you're not seeing more phone calls, you're not seeing rankings go up, you're not seeing any movement on your keywords whatsoever, then probably you need to call into question what's happening. Because some of those things, or all of those things, probably should be happening. SEO is not rocket science, but there is a lot of hard work that goes into it. And there are a lot of companies that are on the cheaper side. Let's say maybe what they do is they buy some questionable backlinks, hyperlinks to your site from an article farm. That might be the extent of what they're doing. And especially if you're looking on the lower end of the spectrum, if you're looking for the cheapest SEO companies, that's usually all they're doing, beyond doing a little on-page keyword insertion, and that's not going to get it done in the 2020s. So my name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO, and if you have an SEO question, I'd be happy to answer it. Just go ahead and throw it down in the comments below, and I will be back tomorrow with a new video. That's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.